Hi, and thanks for joining us again for another one of Family Marines videos. Again, my name is Tom. Once again, we're down here at the Barletta dealer meeting in Elkhart, Indiana. And what I wanted to show you in this video was what we call a pontoon chassis. So behind me is this chassis, or the structure of a Barletta pontoon. I'm here to tell you, and you're probably going to hear me say this quite a few times during different videos that I do on Barletta, that in my 41 years of working in the marine industry, I have never, ever seen anybody build a boat with the quality of construction and the innovative features and the design that Barletta does. I know that's a really profound statement, but I'm here to tell you, I've done my market research on them, I've come down, I've looked at the boats, and these things are absolutely, positively outstanding. And my suggestion for you is, it's easy to stay at home and watch videos and look at pictures on the internet. I encourage you to get in a vehicle and drive to a Barletta dealer, because they are amazingly different in person. They're eye-popping different in person than they are in a video or even in a catalog or even pictures online. So with that being said, what I want to do is I want to talk about the structure of Barletta pontoons. So I'm going to start with the keel, which is the V channel that runs all the way down the bottom of the pontoon. Everybody uses a keel. The difference with Barletta is it's a solid aluminum keel. Now, what's the advantage of a solid aluminum? It does two things. Number one, the solid aluminum keel is stronger than a hollow aluminum keel. And number two, it prevents invasive species from crawling up inside a V channel aluminum keel, particularly zebra mussel that we have in Minnesota. So we don't have the zebra mussel issue built up into the V channel, because this is a solid channel. Next thing we have are 26-inch diameter tubes. Now, most companies today are building 25-inch diameter tubes. I think 25s are very acceptable. 26 being just another inch in diameter gives us just a little bit more buoyancy, a little bit more carrying capacity, a little bit better performance because of the diameter of the tube. You'll notice on the front of this nose cone is an extruded piece of aluminum. That's not a piece of sheet metal that's welded to the nose cone. It's an extruded piece of aluminum, and this extruded piece of aluminum is so strong that I can literally put my 200-pound body on there and jump up and down, and it's not bending. All right, a lot of companies will use a piece of sheet metal, and that bends up very easy. Why is this important? Because if you were to hit something in a dock, let's say, and you're on a piece of sheet metal being very soft and easy to bend, you can get sharp edges, and the kids are swimming around this and somebody gets cut and hurts themselves. This being so much stronger because it's extruded aluminum is less likely to get sharp edges on it due to damage. You'll notice this rib that runs all the way down the length of the pontoon on the outside. That is a spray rail. What that does is divert the wave as you're driving across the lake, hitting waves. It diverts the wave down and away from the pontoon rather than up and back into your face. Now, here comes the part that I really wanted to talk about, the structure. Again, this is what we call a chassis. Now, most pontoon companies have a lifetime limited chassis warranty. So what does that mean? What a limited lifetime chassis warranty means is from the floorboards down. So the wood, the cross members, the saddle brackets, the tube, the keel are all lifetime warranty. Okay, almost everybody has that. That's really good. Why do they have a limited lifetime warranty? Because it never fails. But what Barletta has done is they've put in much more forethought into the structure of the chassis than anybody I've ever seen. So starting in the front, you notice the first thing that they have is right up front they have a piece of H channel. This is, again, an extruded piece of aluminum. It's extremely heavy duty, and it adds an immense amount of strength to the structure of the chassis. There's less flex in it, and it gives you a smoother ride because of that. Behind there we have a piece of C channel. Now, what most companies are doing is every single cross member is made of this C-channel, and usually it's a 1/4 inch thick, just like this one is. All right, but they're using other brands are using C-channel every piece of cross member. We're using C-channel every other piece of cross member. Notice again, next one back, we have another H-channel. C-channel, C-channel, H-channel. C-channel, C-channel, H-channel. Now, the reason that we use the H-channel here is because this is where the joint of the plywood pieces go together. So we're going to lay a piece of plywood here, piece of plywood here, piece of plywood here, and it's going to join together here. So when they use their tech fasteners, they're going down through that piece of H-channel, making a solid fit. And we don't have water intrusion seeping up in between the pieces of plywood because of this H-channel. All right, moving back, this happens to be a triple tune that they have here. So here's the cutout in the center tube for our ski storage locker. Once we get the videos of showing you the exact boat, we'll actually crawl down inside that. I'm not going to do that here, but that center tube ski storage locker is absolutely huge. All right, these vent plugs here are Coast Guard required. Every tube that a manufacturer makes in this country has to be Coast Guard compliant, and what that means is it has to have one of two types of the ability not to fill up with water. In other words, if you hit a rock and you rip the bottom out of this tube will fill to the water line, but it won't fill any higher than that because of the way that this tube is constructed. Now, as we're going towards the back of the boat, you'll start to notice that all the cross members are H-channel. Why do they use H-channel in the back of the boat predominantly? Well, because this is where the stress of the outboard is mostly being placed. All the vibration and everything that the outboard is producing, and the torque that is creating in driving this pontoon across the lake is mainly back in the stern of the boat. That's why they use multiple H-channels, and you'll notice their saddle brackets. Instead of using 4-inch saddle brackets like they do, this is one solid piece of saddle bracket in the back end of the boat, or M brackets as some people call them. Okay, so my point is that we put a 300 or 400 horsepower motor on this, we are simply not going to have a structural issue due to the high torque that some of these high horsepower motors are developing. All right? Something that's very unique, I've never seen anybody do it in the industry, is what's called a vibration isolation pad. And that's these black rubber pads that you'll notice that they put in between the cross members, and what that does is it reduces the amount of vibration being transferred through the tubes or the transom from the engine or the tubes from the splashing of waters through to the boat. VIP, vibration isolation pads. Very unique. I've never ever seen anybody do that. So it's just an outstanding construction method that they're using in here. I'm flabbergasted. Again, I've never seen anybody do anything like this before. So hats off to Barletta for coming up with the creative design in their structure that they do. The benefit for you is smoother ride, better handling, better fuel economy, less vibration, quieter ride. So that's what pontooning is all about, getting out there and having fun, right? Making it nice and easy. So thank you very much for watching, and keep an eye out for our next video.